I have a question on that.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, sir. I'm just getting ready. Give me like 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
Shiva, are you there? Sachin, I'm ready now.
Yeah. Okay.
Shiva is there in the call?
సార్ చెప్పండి.
ఏంటి ఫోన్ ఎత్తు? ఫోన్ చేస్తుంటే
నేను లేను, చెప్పండి.
ఒకసారి నాకు లిస్ట్ ఏం నోట్ సెక్షన్ ఏం కనిపించలేదు. గో టు మీటింగ్ లో నువ్వు పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వాలి నాకు.
1 సెకండ్.
Okay, so Sachin, I will make myself presenter first before we continue. I will show what issue I'm getting. Okay.
Okay.
Share my make presenter. Make presenter. Okay. So this is a thing.
Okay.
Node. I think I changed the port. I think. Let me see what port. HTTP server, right? So
Okay.
I change it to 8081 port. Okay. Maybe it's my VPN issue today afternoon. Let's see. Okay, I ran the server. Okay, I'll access. I ran the server. Now, here I need to say HTTP or HTTPS.
HTTP. It's a normal, right? If we are using HTTP module, there is a HTTPS module for HTTPS.
Okay, see, it's keep on rotating. I'm not getting anything. That's what the issue.
Okay. Your server is hanging, right?
No, I don't know what's happening, but it keeps on rotating.
Can you show me the code again?
I just used your code as it is. See?
HTTP.create server. There's a module. This is a file that I sent to you, right?
Yeah, I'm just running this file. By port, I'm not getting it.
Okay.
See, you keep on rotating.
1 second. I'm just trying to make it sure that the file that I sent to you is working on mine. Then I'll just check that. The reason is to remove the, first of all, any issue. This was HTTP server, right? I also have this file with me. Okay. Have you installed the Node module, right?
Yesterday we installed, right?
Yeah. I know. I'm just actually I was just revising what we have done yesterday. Then what? And you're working on the same machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, it keeps on rotating.
Okay. Mine is still working. I'm just again starting it. So what I'm doing is again I'm listening at one port. Now if I try to do it.
Hello world work fine, but this one is not working. I need to make any special setups for this or?
No. It is not. It's just a function call, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See here, it ran fine. It said listening on port 8081.
Yeah, I'm just trying it. Have we done anything extra yesterday? The function is closing, right? HTTP server, listen 8000. Thing looks fine, and we have done everything right till now. Okay.
Local option I'm giving. Instead of giving local host, I can just give the IP also. Let's see.
Okay. No. Should not be the issue. Have you changed anything? Is there a syntax issue? I don't find any syntax issues here.
No, I don't see it's a syntax issue. I don't know, something is blocking.
I'm also trying to see it. Okay. Are you running something on that port?
It's happening
Just
in all. Let me do 90, okay, 81, okay.
hmm.
If you think,
It's running on. I think I should again. Can you show me the code? The reason is it is running on my machine and it is not a very what is that we've not done anything very great while writing this code. So it should run. That's one thing.
localhost 90, what is it? 80, 9081, okay. Hello, this is
See,
the top. Okay, now I got it. Maybe
so the
something
port is blocking. Either running or port is blocked.
port is blocked, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Now we are good. Okay.
okay. So I think what you have done till now is that you've tried the HTTP server JS, right? Okay.
Blocking and unblocking.
I'm switching to I'm making myself presenter. Okay.
I already made you.
Okay. Sorry. Show my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet. Waiting for that. Okay. Now I can.
Okay. What we have done is yesterday. I'll just show in a very quick flash way what we have done. Yesterday we talked about the Node part because we have to start with Node. It's a backend server. It's a backend server side JavaScript programming platform. Okay. We can say it's runtime basically to be very correct in terms. Anything that we need to do for making any kind of a server, we need a backend. Okay. So that could be WebSocket server, fast file upload client. Okay. And just to make a point that if I forget somewhere, we will make some two example out of it: fast file upload client and a WebSocket server. Okay. Then it was just what is blocking and unblocking. Okay. The advantage of blocking and non-blocking. Okay. I again repeat what I said yesterday. Always try to program in Node.js in a non-blocking mode. Okay. Then we talked about event loop. It was like we didn't touch very well yesterday. So I'm again making a point about it. Event loop is a system through which Node handle multiple requests. Okay. You can think about there is a spinning wheel present in Node.js. You can think of like that, and there is a rack in which your events are deposited. Okay. The spinning wheel has a cycle which after that it will try to get one of the object or data from the rack. Okay. And try to execute that. Okay. Whenever whenever it try to pick any object from the rack, which we call it here event queue, it triggers process.nextTick function. Okay. So that trigger shows that now it's taking another cycle, and any other function in that will have a priority over any other function. If spinning wheel choose any function in next process.take, it is bound to process that function first. Okay. But however, anything it is on the parity of it is on discretionary of event loop and event queue which function they will execute. Okay. So in that form they are asynchronous from us. Generally it is in a like a first FIFO form, first in first out. Okay. Then we talked about the event loop flow, that whenever you have known event, those are, if I see you, if you can see my mouse, there is a known event here. Then after that, when you so Spinning will choose it, and it try to take first of all request object, then they will take connection object and close objects. Okay, then what event has why the JavaScript was very good at events, because it was basically initially a browser based language. The all support for JavaScript was initially on browser. So initial interaction of DOM that used to happen, suppose you click a button and what action need to be done, okay, it used to happen using events. What event is basically whenever it click a button, okay, the browser recognize that impression that the button has been clicked, okay, and a listener is attached to a particular element, okay, which is basically a function, and it triggers the moment you first of all you need to register the function. The process is like this: when you code it, first of all, when you load the application, all your events will be registered first of all, okay. So wherever the listener is present, those will attach their function, which is basically listener is basically a function that tells what need to be done if action happens. Now when you once the browser is loaded, that time these events are loaded. When you perform any action, that event is triggered. First event has to be attached, then event has to be triggered. The two-step process. Okay. So when event is triggered, a function which is basically we call in this form is listener is executed. Okay. Got my point?
Got it.
This is the important aspect. After that, like we will do after that streaming also, but as a Node.js base, okay, callback and this event management are the base of a Node.js. Okay. So this is the thing which differentiated from normal JavaScript runtimes. Okay, sorry, Java runtimes or any other runtime. Okay. Java also have a event-based system, but it is a bit tough to work with that. Okay, it's very long in coding and lot of process need to be happen. Okay. Okay. Yesterday we talked about that we will first of all do some kind of example for it. Oh my god. I try to make some code for that. I'll make it that. 1 second. Okay. Can you see my file right now? I have written one file over here. I'll try to write and explain what's happening here. Actually, what Node does is that initially what I call non-process.nextTick. Okay. It's a very low level function. Okay. And working with low level function sometimes become tedious. Okay. So the Node.js developer has created one class that is called event emitter. Okay.
Where is the event emitter class you have in your local?
Yeah, in any Node.js installation, you will have an event emitter class.
Okay,
This is the moment you install, it is with you. Okay. It goes like this: like when Node.js is installed, few basic modules we call modules in case of Node.js. Okay, are already installed with Node.js, and the various open source modules, if we require, are imported. Okay. I'll tell you how those are imported also in the Node.js module. Okay, but various simple modules like .NET, HTTP based module, or your file system, or event based system, or your error based systems are inbuilt inside Node.js. Okay,
Mhm.
That's why it's called the JavaScript runtime, how it handles. Okay.
Mhm.
Suppose we have here event emitter. What I've done is I import the module require events. Okay.
Mhm.
And in require events, I need a event emitter object. By dot notation, I'm accessing that events module event emitter property, which is basically event emitter object. Okay.
Mhm.
In JavaScript, you access using dot, right? The way you access in any other class, right?
Mhm.
Do you understand the syntax? The syntax?
No.
I explained bit about yesterday also.
Mm.
Any idea like from yesterday's talks that we had?
Require nothing but importing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's one thing. When I did the require events, I imported a module, right?
Yes.
The moment when I run the class, okay, when it's about when in runtime. At runtime,
Mhm.
this require will import the module, right?
Mhm.
Then what will happen? JavaScript will initiate this object in memory.
Mhm.
Now this module has a one property. When I say module, it could be class, whatever you want to term is like that. But in Node.js, we generally say modules. Okay.
Mhm.
This class is loaded, so it has one property that is called event emitter.
Mhm.
The type of this property is it's an object.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we imported this event and then we tried to get event emitter property and stored in a variable. This is our variable now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what I've done here is I have basically one thing, Ashok, you have time till 9, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll try to make it up till 9 and, until I'm stuck somewhere. 8:30 is sure, 9 I'll try. Okay.
Mhm.
So what is happening here is that you are trying to assign this event emitter object to this variable. I
Mhm.
have given this name because it's more convenient to understand like this. You
Mhm.
can make it any name.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the x variable has now event emitter object. Okay. I change that event emitter name to x. Okay. We can use x everywhere now.
Mhm.
If we want to use it, we need to use x. I again change this to event emitter for better coding styles. Then what I've done is I initialize a new object on that. This is how you do in JavaScript. A function, if you want to initialize a function into a new, you want to create an object from function, you do a new and it gets stored in logger, right?
Mhm.
What I'm trying to do is I want my own logger.
Mhm.
That should be event based logger.
Mhm. Shiva.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, look like you got dropped.
So I don't know. For last 2 weeks, I have my issue with my internet.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm using my 4G network.
Okay.
So no, actually, now I just switched to 4G, my mobile 4G network. Before I was on my normal broadband.
Mm-hmm.
So please bear with that. Sometime it happens. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. What I was talking about is what event object is.
Mm-hmm.
It has the event object that we trying to use is event function is named as event emitter in Node.js. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have created one object that is called logger object.
Mm-hmm.
What we are trying to do with this logger object is that whatever we want to log in our application, for example,
Mm-hmm.
we want it to be event based. So
Mm-hmm.
anyone can know about the error has triggered and anyone who need to handle that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, can handle that error.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to run this example. What happened? I'll just explain one thing. What logger.on is doing is it basically binding an error event. Okay. It's basically attaching an error function, right? This is called listener.
Mm-hmm.
Logger.on is called a listener and it has a callback.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever that error event is triggered, okay,
Mm-hmm.
in this case, because we have only one listener, we can have multiple listener to an event. Okay. This is a very important point. It's not that if I have used it once, I cannot use this again. You can have multiple. It depends how you want to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. Just a second. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Someone was at the door, so I need to just open the door. Okay. So, are you able to follow what I'm saying right now?
Mm-hmm.
Ashok, are you able
Yes.
to understand? Yeah.
Yes.
You understand what listener is?
Yes.
So here we in a event emitter has a on function, okay,
Mm-hmm.
which act as a listener. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm right now trying to explain what is. So event emitter has on function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here on is function.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll make it this.
Yeah.
And rather than making it a function, I'll make it like this. So this is F. Okay. Hmm?
Okay.
Has on function. Okay. Which basically accept two arguments. I'll again make the syntax more clear. One is event name.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? Okay. Then there is a function which you can call callback. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever your JavaScript code is loaded in environment in Node.js, okay, when you run it, like when I do it using Node and the name of file name, that time it's loaded in time and that time this event will be binded. Okay. Wherever I have defined it. Okay. And when I say logger.emit, similarly, it has one syntax that is for emitting the event. We call it triggering the event. Okay. Which basically tell us what message you want to send to it in a string format or some data. You can send a JSON object to it. You can send a string to it, and what the event name is. Okay. So nothing happened when I wrote logger.on except what has happened when I wrote logger.on and if I start to try to execute it on my runtime, what will happen is that it will not trigger any event, because until unless I define this line, okay, in my code, my event cannot be triggered. There is no other mechanism who knows that I have to trigger the error event. I need to define.
Emit will trigger the event.
Pardon?
Emit will trigger the event. Emit.
Yeah, emit will trigger the event. Okay. So I just make it a basic runtime. I just touched the problem you faced. I was an event loop. So what I'll do is that event loop, and we were writing a custom. This is our event. We are not using node event, so that's why I call it custom event, right? So if I try to run this, see, do you think there was some message written below that execution? Error split?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was written in our
Emit
callback function. Oh, no, in a listener. The message was written here. It was accepted by the callback here, and it printed on the console. Do you get this point?
Got it.
So you emit the event, you trigger the event, you send the message, and the listener listen to the triggered event, and then it accepts the message in callback and executes the callback.
Yep.
Okay. So you got now what is the event emitter is?
Yes.
So any event has any event anywhere. It's not just JavaScript. Has basically two main properties. It listens to the event. It triggers the event. Okay. So you need to be a bit careful. Before triggering, it has to listen first. Make sure your listeners are working fine. Okay. And if you don't have any trigger functionality in your code, again your listener will not work. So you need to follow this contract. Always need to add both. Otherwise it won't work. Okay. Quite clear right now on this?
Yes.
Okay. Just a second. My battery is low. I'm facing a lot of things today.
Sometimes it happens.
Okay, this problem is also solved. I plug the charger. Okay. So now I'll explain it, but don't try to think much around it. I have written one more function over here that is called inherited function. In this scenario, okay, what I'm trying to do is I am trying to inherit the event emitter object. In a previous case, we have created an object. In this case, we have created an object which is of event emitter type only. Okay. When I say of event emitter type only, so what exactly happen is I am just using plain event emitter class and I am creating an object of it. I'm not extending anything to it. If you want to make your own style of events, like if you want to have different events also, like default there is a error event, and basically event emitter has only few events with it, and you want to create an event X for your different requirement, right? Suppose you want to make an database operations event, like now a create is happening, include is happening, read is happening, or update is happening. For that reason, it is always recommended you should inherit event emitter object and create your own object. Okay. It's like extending a class in Java. Do you know that?
Yep.
Yeah. So what I've done is I again imported the event. This is again a util is again node library. Okay. Util.
Okay.
Okay. Util is again a node module. Okay. And I've declared my own function that is called my emitter. I'm trying to create my own emitter. Okay. So this util gives us flexibility to extend the event emitter object. It will create an now my emitter. It will create my emitter as a subclass of event emitter.
Okay.
Utilize inherit method, which I am now passing my emitter class, the targeted object which need to be subclassed, and the parent object which on which basis which property it should have it. Okay. So I want event emitter properties in my emitter. After that, this will whenever you call invoke on my emitter, it will always invoke this on base of my emitter. Okay. Now whenever event emitter is invoked, because at end of the day at the behind subclass methods are invoked in this case, right? Hello.
Yes.
Are you getting this bit tricky? But it's if you can
No, I'm not.
understand Java, you're not getting it.
No.
Okay. Actually, this is called OOPS-oriented JavaScript. Okay. Object-oriented JavaScript. Now, I'm trying to, if you know how to, if you understand what is extending a class, knew that?
Yep. Abstract class.
Yeah. Suppose there is an abstract class event emitter. Okay. And this is my subclass of it. Okay. In JavaScript, there is no direct mechanism to create a subclass of it. Okay. A plain JavaScript, you need to use prototype-based inheritance of your functions type of inheritance. Okay. Generally, we try to follow prototype inheritance. Okay. So Node has made it a bit easier for us. Okay. There are a lot of functionalities happen, like at least 4 or 5 things need to be taken care when you create an inherit any object. Okay, inherit any abstract class. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is that Node has a module util which has an inherits method, which basically extend event emitter and create as my emitter as its subclass. Okay. But however, in JavaScript, this is a bit tricky. This are you seeing this?
Current one.
It is very contextual. Contextual by I mean that whenever you're running at runtime, right now you're thinking that this is my this belongs to this my emitter. Okay, but it depends what's running in runtime. It will always follow what's running in runtime, and the current context will be always passed to this current context, which method is running. Okay. So whenever we will try to execute anything, it will always bind this, in this case, to this my emitter class. Okay. But what do you want this to be passed to the event emitter? So whenever event emitter function, it should work in a context of my emitter. It should not use its own context. For that reason, to change the context, we are passing my emitter this to event emitters. So using these two processes, nothing has happened very significantly except inheritance. We have even extended event emitter class. Okay?
Stop saying event emitter, you are just saying my emitter right now.
Yeah, I want my emitter to be very fine. I'll show you example in the next class. I have created a very big event emitter, my own custom inherited event emitter, to use it in various places in my application. Okay. So when I say my emitter, now what my emitter has a prototype property. Are you aware of it?
Yep.
Okay. It has a prototype property, and you can attach functions to it. Every function in JavaScript has a prototype property. Okay. So what we have done is
Do stuff you wrote one function.
we have emitted like assigned a function, which is basically what it is doing is emitting a function, emitting a event. Then we created the new object of my emitter,
Emitter, okay. And you
and
are
now
running, and okay, got it.
binding a new event fire. Okay. So then after that, when I'll execute, see the JavaScript load in this fashion. This is how it loads. So first of all, it load this, then function, then this, this. Okay. At the last, we have this execution. Execute do stuff method.
First, it will print emit file, then before, then after.
Okay. Let's see what it will print.
Emit file before and after. If I'm wrong, if I'm right. Let's see.
Let's see. I would like to throw it to you like a surprise. What's happening? Not. So it was before emit fired.
Oh, you have okay. Got it. You're firing the action from there. Okay.
Okay. So what has happened is that because I executed do stuff before was executed, then the emit was executed, right? Emit was triggered. So the control was taken by the trigger function. So emit fired was executed, then after was executed.
Got it. I am clear on this.
Okay. So this is what your event is. Anything. Okay. Rather than calling a function, you are now calling some kind of event. Okay. One thing I'll end it up here itself is whether that any event, the Node.js has two styles of programming. One is callback mechanism. Basically, it follows that. Other is the event-based mechanism. Whenever you need to communicate cross-component, cross-class, okay, that time we should try make use of more and more events. Okay. The only problem is you should not overload unnecessary events that you have too many listeners in your. Okay. Avoid too many listeners. The only thing is what is required. You have to use that many listeners, but try to overuse listeners because it will trigger too many functions for you. Okay. You will not able to control it because it's asynchronous. You don't know from where it is triggered. Which model it is triggered. That will be difficult to handle. Talking about further, today we are going to talk about stream. Stream is right now, I would say that it's a bit of a generic topic right now. Everywhere people are now talking about streaming only. The reason is as simple as that people want more and more fast application. So stream is basically another philosophy that has come out. Okay. And basically come out after the way Linux works. You can chain multiple functions. You can pass data from one function to another function using pipe operator. Okay. So that is basically kind of a stream. You can pass one data to another function, okay, without breaking any connection. Okay. It is a continuous flow of data. It's something like a river is flowing. That is basically a stream. Okay. Or you can say a channel, a pipe through which data is traveling. Okay. Generally, in normal application, what used to happen is that it used to be a normal connection buffer based system. You used to send some buffers which used to be passed. Okay. Small packets, but small packets has some drawbacks that you need to take control at the end and at the beginning. Okay. Whereas in stream, what is happening is that data is traveled from the source to the sink. Okay. And as a property, the advantage of stream is that in between you can do a lot of things with stream, but you cannot do with normal data unless you intercept it, you read it, and again resend it. Okay. So right now there is various operations available in which stream can work. One is like it has basically 3 to 4 properties of type basically.
Mhm.
It could be readable, it could be writable, like you might be writing something to stream, okay, or you might be reading from the stream,
Mhm.
okay, or it could duplex, it can work both ways, right?
Mhm.
And another is transformable. For example, if you want to transform the data and pass this again the stream, that time you can do this is called transformable stream. Okay, I'll explain the transformable first.
Mhm.
For example, you heard about the big data part?
Big data. Yep.
Yeah. So what happened in that is that right now there is a tool called Spark, basically this platform which basically do streaming for us.
Mhm.
That has come after Twitter streaming and all those things. Twitter used to stream data, so all those flurry of data that comes arises are called stream, right?
Mhm.
So suppose there are a lot of on left side there are databases, okay, different sources of data. Those are passed to the Spark streaming, and using streaming, it stores those things into on the right side to the HDFS system or database or dashboard. Okay.
Mhm.
So when I say it does these things, what is happening in between? It can Spark streaming can do lot many things. It can just do the reading part. HDFS will read from the source using Spark streaming, or it can manipulate the data also. If I want to convert a string to an integer, it is possible using streaming. Otherwise, in a normal functions, it is not possible. First of all, you have to read, then only you can do something with that.
Mhm.
But here you can do it in between. Okay.
Mhm.
For example, here the input data stream is available. Then Spark streaming does something. It then transfers the batches of input data. The Spark engine does some processing, and it gets stored to the database. So what has happened while the streaming was happening, the state some transformation happened. The state of data has changed while storing in the database.
Mhm.
Okay. So again, currently there was streaming was streaming has become very popular in current scenarios because a lot of data manipulation need to be done and people want it done on the fly.
Mhm.
They don't want, because what is happening, that's if a normal function is happening, if you have a buffer based system,
Mhm.
then the problem is that until unless you have a proper buffer available with you, full file with you, you cannot do anything with it.
Mhm.
Okay, because it will be in some kind of form of packet, so those need to be ordered, then arranged, then so if you have a case of very large file system, suppose you have a 10 gig file and your memory is 5 gig, right?
Mhm.
You cannot process that file.
Mhm.
So for such a solution, we require streaming aspects.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
streaming says that the amount of data that is received to you, okay, you can just use it, okay, and
Mhm.
do anything you want. Okay,
Mhm.
so why I'm again taking a create server function, because now we are very much aware what is the create server function. Okay, any create server function, okay, also inherit event emitter object. This not .NET package, because create server is basically .NET package, you can call it. Okay,
Mhm.
this HTTP package create server function also inherit event emitter object, so it has event properties also with it.
Mhm.
Okay, when I say event emitter properties, like anything that we can bind, I can do HTTP create server dot on, HTTP create server dot emit. I can do those things.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so there are two ways of running this server, either using event based system or normal callback system. Okay, just for simplicity and the first thing that it doesn't need that kind of requirement for us at least.
Mhm.
So we will try with even callback based system.
Mhm.
Okay, so this request is basically an event here. This request is a object, right now it's a variable, but when create server executes, the value it assigned to is a request object, suppose, right?
Mhm.
Yesterday we discussed how these objects are available to the user, right?
Yes.
And like I said, it is just a variable, and whatever create will server will pass, it will be assigned to this variable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened here is that it has request object has two kind of properties. One, it is inheriting stream
Mm-hmm.
object, another is event object. So you can do event based things on this, as well as you can do streaming based things on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And after that, request is a readable type of stream, right? Because generally we have requests from the clients, okay, and we don't want anyone to interfere with this request object, right? So it's a readable type of stream,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Similarly, your response is a writable stream. We don't want any readable property. Generally a writable has a de facto readable property with it, but we just want basically it is to be a writable stream. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is happening is here is when I call the HTTP create server, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this callback is executed. It accepts the request received from the client. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought, okay, fine. I don't want to write some response to it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I told what to do. I said that response, write a 200 response to it if this function arises. Okay. Then you say that, okay, dog is running.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So dog is running. So it writes to the response. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, it calls setTime function.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to poll it again. SetTime is basically a synchronous function. Which makes it possible to execute this function again and again. This function return at the bottom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where is my mouse? Where is my mouse? Just got. Okay. The laser pointer.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to make a long polling function. I want my function to work more than normal simple write function. Okay. Initially, I try to respond quickly to the user. Okay. So I write response.write. Okay. And after running it once, what I want to execute is set timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happened using this code. We will change our code. Then rather than explaining here, I'll try to explain it. Is it fine with you if I explain it using
Yep.
new file dog shit dog server .js. So we have where I need HTTP module, I require it. Okay. The spelling. HTTP and require. Then what I did is HTTP. There's an end to it. Then I create HTTP.create server. It is create server. It requires a callback. Okay, it requires request object and the response object. Okay. Then I need to give a body to the function. So I said that please write head. Let me confirm it is 200. So whenever it goes into this block, it has to return this. So the header it writing is basically 200 to the browser. Now I'm trying to write hello, it's my dog. Then I'm trying to use something extra, set timeout. Okay. See, few write down the IDs that are available in market, right? ID, you understand? Development environments, right? The way I'm using bracket are quite so good. Initially, there was no very good support for JavaScript. Now they are very good. Okay. For development. Okay. Generally, I used to work with JetBrains WebStorm. Okay, it has a very good support for assistance. Like, I don't need to remember too much about the functions. It will give me a syntax of it. Okay. But right now I work from last 1.5 years in brackets because this is a bit simple as compared to that, and that's one. And WebStorm is paid. Okay, it's free. So initially you can try with a normal plain text pad or text editors, but down the line you should work in IDs for JavaScript development also, just to increase your time. And otherwise it used to take a lot of time earlier. Now it is very fast. Okay. So we have a set timeout function which needs time. So again I give it the syntax which I remember is like this. You give the time and you give the callback to execute. Okay. Are you worried about set timeout?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm doing right till now. Response right. This is another dog. Okay. No matter. I can have as many dogs I want. Then I end it up here. Response.end. Okay. Right now we are doing two things around it. We are implementing a event-based function create server, also a stream-based server. Okay. Can we send message to it? Let's see. Ending response. Okay. Now it should listen on which port? Not by default it listen on 80. So I don't want to listen on 80. Yeah. I will try to 3001. Okay. Console, I'm writing console.log, listening, and 3001. Just for my own convenience and maintenance part, I'm using it like this. Again went to my CMD, command prompt. I did Node. Let's see. Can it run without any error? I've done a stream module, create server, response right. I don't think it's anything different need to be done more than this. Even the function, then there is a doc server. Listening at 301. Now we will try to launch it. Got it? So what happened here is, I'll tell you. The difference between a normal function that we have written yesterday, the problem, the server that you have written, right? And with this is, it's a bit of poll-based messaging. Initially when I, again, be careful when I try to launch it. See, hello, it's my dog. Let's see how it prints. Actually, it's so fast that we are not able to see it properly. It print first of all, hello, it's my. It first of all give a response of 200. Okay. Okay. Now what I'm trying to demo to you is that what streaming is. Okay. Within the same connection, we are able to pass twice. This is streaming. What happened that first I will write to the browser, hello, it's my dog. Okay. After that, it waits for the 5,000 milliseconds, basically 5 seconds. Okay. Got my point?
Yes.
So the set timeout function is basically used for delay. In JavaScript, you should not use normal delay. You should always use some either set timeout or set interval. Okay. Why it has to be done is that so that you have a synchronous manner of the normal delays in JavaScript or the here are always synchronous, and it is bad practice to use synchronous delays. Okay. So what I demoed here to you is that what streaming is. First of all, I send this message to the browser, hello, it's my dog. Then while execution, it read there is a set timer function, so it stored this into the event queue. Okay. And rather than executing it the first time, it's the event loop wait for the next process.tick. Okay. Then it pick up the set timeout function and try to execute it. Then it found that how much delay I need to do, make it I need to use to perform this execution. So it waited for 5 seconds, then executed this write again, response.write. So again it was returned to a browser. So because it was running in the same sequence, we were able to have hello, it's my dog, this is another dog. So this is streaming. If streaming was not happening here, what could happen that it should be that hello, it's my dog. Okay. And the next cycle, hello, it's my dog will be omitted, and you will see only this is another dog. Are you clear on this part? Ashok, this is the crux of streaming. What I explained you right now.
Yeah, I'm clear.
Okay. So what is happening is that the spurt of data is coming in incremental forms, and they are appending at the end in the browser. So this is what we call streaming, the idea of streaming. And when the moment we do the response.end, and end is basically here you can see the callback or an event. The moment it is intercepted by the create function, it will stop execution of this function. Okay. Using response.write, we write to the body. Right head, we write to the header. And using end, we stop the execution. Now we don't need to. And this is the trigger or signal to end the response. Okay. Here are stream ends after that. Okay. Are you clear with this?
Yes.
I think then you're clear with the basic concepts of Node.js. It's just demoing what's happening here. Any creator server function. Basically, most of the Node.js objects so any object basically inherit both of the events, both of the objects. One is event emitter, otherwise stream also. Okay. Generally, our read stream has two events. Event stream is a extending event emitter object. Okay. So generally, any readable stream exhibit by default data and end event. So what I mean by data is that whenever you're reading some data, you trigger data event. Okay. And when you want to end the reading, you will trigger the end event. Okay. What is happening here in the blue code is you are writing the header. You return the response to the browser that okay, this is a proper response. Then you do a request.on where you're writing that I want to read data, whatever the server is sending to me, okay, and that will be coming to me in chunks, okay, and I want to write whole chunks to here itself, whatever comes as a request to me, and the moment my request end, I want to write a respondent end. Here it means that I don't want to send anything to the browser, I just want to read what user is sending to me, okay. So here the stream, we are using readable stream, okay, which is listening using events, okay, and the event name is data, and the moment the request ends, okay, here the moment the request ends, it will send us the response.send. So in this scenario, nothing will be sent to the browser, but in this scenario, server is more interested in listening what the user is sending to me. Probably example is that, for example, you want to upload file, right? In that case, user is sending me a file to me, right? I don't need to send any response to him. Maybe at max I need to send OK. Nothing more than that, right? So actually what is happening here is we are basically doing a normal reading with a streaming concept, how the server works. You want it to be done in browser, you want this to as a demo, or you are fine with it?
I'm fine.
Okay. If you want, you can do it on your screen also. You want it? Because after this it will be like clear what node is. Okay. After that there will be a few more things, that like what library it has, how we need to import different objects into it, right? External objects to it. This will be the subsequent topics in it. Okay. So you, for example, if I have done this and here X, can you see my cursor?
Yes.
So instead of data, if I have written and instead of and I have written data, what could happen? What will happen?
It will not work because it will first request only it ends.
So the order also matters. Okay. Okay. Are you getting what we have discussed today?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, similar to till now, for example, what is happening that I am writing two events here. One is here, another is here. Streaming has another concept. Okay. You know, in Unix we have pipe, right? So whenever you write anything to pipe, okay. Sorry, whenever you pipe two operation in Unix, what happens that the input of one become output for other, okay, and the output for one become input for the other, okay. Similarly, we can pipe these functions, okay, using request.pipe. Any streaming object has a pipe function to it. Hello?
Yeah.
Any stream has a pipe function available with it. Okay. So it helps in what we have done here. Okay. When we are sending this function, right? Using pipe, we can make it more shorter and easy to flow. Okay. Pipe is a natural method which basically do such operation. What we are doing right now manually, right here, writing two codes here, two functions here. Pipe do it for us seamlessly and easily. Okay. For example, if we pipe it, so if I write a header and if I request.pipe, so whatever we do in request, after that after the request streaming will over, the stream will pass to response and response will start working. Okay, this is how pipe work. Okay, similarly we have a file system also. Generally the major operation that we do on a server is basically IO, right? IO or CRUD operation. These are the two major heavy operations that we need to do on server, right? So Node also has a file system module with it. When I say file system, Node has a file system which has different flavors of method. It's a normal method, synchronous method that the first day that we discussed, second day. So yesterday we discussed like what is blocking.
You keep writing the file as you read it.
Similarly, there was non-blocking system also, right?
Yep.
And there is a third flavor to it, which we call stream-based system. Stream reading file.
So you can set the timeout.
Set timeout. Yeah, the example was a set timeout. That was just an example. Okay. When I use the set timeout to delay my message, second message. If I haven't used my set timeout, what would happen that the second sentence would have been transferred the moment first sentence was transferred. Okay. So you won't be able to see the effect of delay. What we have done that time was that first of all we print one sentence in the browser. Okay. After 5 seconds, okay, second sentence was printed to the browser and to the same sentence. Okay. So there was an appending mode available. Okay. Similarly, we have file system available with us. Okay. Now it has three flavors. One was blocking flavor. Another was non-blocking flavor, callback system. Third is stream-based flavor. So each flavor has their own significance. When we need to block something, because we cannot do anything beyond that time we need to use a blocking mechanism, right? Non-blocking is like we have a small file and we just want to see some data. We can use what you call non-blocking system, a callback mechanism, right? fs dot read create, those are the read file, right? fs dot read file, path name and the callback. It used to happen like that. That's a non-blocking, right? And the third and final flavor in file system is read stream, and it's important when your file is very large. Otherwise you can do with the non-blocking one also. But the moment you have a file which is very large, that amounts to at least 1000 MB, 1000 GB, those kind of things, right? I would say that anything beyond 10-20 MB is a large file to read using non-blocking. That's my understanding. It's up to you, because 10-20 MB is not a big deal to read. Okay. But I generally prefer, if a file is around 20 MB of size, I like to use read stream. Streaming based mechanism, because it will read in chunks and data. It will not read whole. When I say read whole, it will not wait till my file is whole read. Okay. And it is being an event based system, it has a streaming based effect to it. It is much more efficient. Okay. We can do parallelly lot of tasks, and meanwhile it can trigger the events. If you want to, for example, if you want to do any upload system, you want to upload a file, you want to share the progress, right? With a normal non-blocking, you cannot share the progress. You need to calculate all of the things together, right? In this case, if I want to show a progress, it's a bit easy here, because I can have the progress here, because my data is available in chunks to me. Okay. So I can show the progress also. Okay.
Okay.
So I've written one upload a file system also here. Okay.
Okay, let me assume you're creating a thing. Okay. create right
But
string.
I'll try to discuss this example, okay, in a next it required less than minutes to discuss. Okay, so till now you got, because I think today's session was a bit heavy. My understanding is that. Do you get what all we discussed today?
Basically, we are talking about events and stable.
Yeah, we today we were targeting for the event and streaming, so I finished with the streaming part also. Okay, now it is about some examples around it. Okay, so I'll just give you one thing, that this is the place. Okay, you downloaded yesterday, but there is one more thing to it, that is called Node.js file system. Okay, basically APIs. Currently the version of Node.js is 7.20. Okay, so any library, if you want to read any reference what function syntax is, okay, what it does, you can refer it here. Okay, rather than referring any other over the web, I always prefer to read it here. It's much clearer and precise here. Okay, this is Node.js, its API documents. They have written by Node.js developer group itself, so I trust it more because it changes very dynamically. Okay, so we talk about events, right? So it has a list of lot of many things around events, what you can do with events. Okay, generally you listen. I have a bit cold today, so having a bit issue in speaking. Emitter.on and emitter.once. These are the two methods that are used for listening. Are you able to see by highlighting?
Yes.
Emitter.on is used when you want to do multiple listening. You want to listen on and on, right? Once is a method which basically listens on only once. If it listens once, after that it deregistered itself. Okay.
What you typed in a Google to get it? Node.js events, huh?
No. It's a Node.js API.
Node.js API. Okay.
On the left side, you can say there are different modules available here, right?
These are different.
So I was so there is a file system, there is HTTP, there is HTTPS, right? Okay. There is a process also here. We will talk about process also. Okay. Processes are very interesting and what do you call it, handy thing. It basically have a lot of handy functions, utilities with it. In itself, it doesn't have a very big utility itself, but it's more of like a maintenance object, maintenance module. So here you can see there is a stream, there is a process, there is HTTP, there is HTTPS, right? You were signaling whether I need to launch a HTTPS or not, right? For HTTPS, you need to use HTTPS module. Okay. When we will use Express, now,
Okay.
we will avoid both. Okay. We will not use HTTP and HTTPS because Express will implicitly using those things. Okay. So we covered stream. Okay. We covered event. Okay. Where is event? Where is? Oh, yeah. Actually selected. Okay. We will talk about handling when we do Express. Okay. Because generally we will be using a web server based error handling, right? So Express basically create a wrapper over the error handling. So we will try to use that. But for understanding how to handle error, we can always refer errors in errors module here. Okay, what the style of error is, object is, like what is new error, all those things. But in Crux, when you work with Node, okay, as a philosophy, while you working, what you need to understand is events, okay, and there is a streaming, and third part is the callback mechanism. What callback is, and you're good to go and start with working with Node.js, okay, and this environment is evolving day by day and very fast. So if you see somewhere here STP might be tomorrow, STP module will not be here. Okay. So there is one more thing, whenever you work with external modules, okay, always verify which version they support, which node version they support. We call it node engine, which node engine they support. You should always verify those things, because might be that for example, recently I was working on a project, okay, and I upgraded my Node.js engine to 6.1.0, and it has one module called Gulp, okay, Gulp CSS, something was that, and it stopped working with that, and my whole project I was not able to work with it. It was not building. So finally, what I have to do is that I have to downgrade my Node engine version to 5.6 or 4.5. Okay, then it was working. So you need to always be careful with the compatibility of the external modules. Okay. So the only drawback while you work with Node.js programming in any with external modules, the problem could be that Node.js is developing very fast. Within a year and a half, the version has upgraded to 7.0. I'll tell you, from 0.1.0, I can say that. So it's developing very fast. So, but overall, it's quite stable. Generally, all module doesn't create problem. You can have a substitute to that module also. Suppose that module is not working, you can search for different modules. There are a lot of modules available in the web, open source. Okay. So it will never be a problem to you. Okay, but the only thing is that be careful. Just see what version they are supporting, and then even if you upgrade to the newest version of Node.js, so always try to check that whether this is supported. You can test it yourself also whether it's working or not, or you can upgrade your modules to that version. Okay. You got my point? What I'm saying right now?
Yeah, got it.
These are more of like your real-time project practices. Because I was stuck for 2 days with this problem. I was thinking that there is some issue with my build. I have done something wrong around that. So it wasted my 1.5 day. Okay. So finally I got to know while hit and trial, I need to switch to 4.5, and it is something that I was working on 6.1, and from 6.1 to switching to 4.5 was like I at least tested 10 engine in between node versions, whether it's working or not. Okay.
Okay.
So you got whatever we have discussed till now. Any question right now with you?
No.
Okay. In next class, I will tell you what we are going to do. Is that one thing that I'll start with is that module system. How to import external module to it. Okay. Second thing we will discuss about is how to build a node server project. Okay. Till now we are just writing some files, right? Okay. How to do? There is something called package JSON and Node. I'll talk about those things. Okay. And apart from that,
Can we
I'll
talk
try
about data handlers also?
about what?
Data handlers.
Whenever it comes to me, it comes as like an object at the back end. Okay, and I have to pass those things to my client back and as a query params. Those are dynamic parameters. I cannot hard code those on my HTML application. Okay, so using query string, I'm doing escaping of my strings. I'm passing my URL strings, query parameters. I'll tell you what it is the replacement for. In JavaScript, plain JavaScript, browser JavaScript I'm talking about right now. There used to be HTML escape and an escape method. Okay.
Okay.
JavaScript.escape, an escape method. What you call it? I just forget the method name is what you call it. I just search it the name. Decode encode JavaScript. Because in URL you can have special syntax, right?
Yeah.
Okay, decode and encode. See, decode URI component. Okay, this function encode URI component, right? These are the two functions in JavaScript. These are available in browser. All browser have implemented this. So whenever you hit a URL, so your URL is passed using this decode and encode URI component. Okay, so that any special syntax doesn't create any problem. Okay, because each browser could have their own encoding and everything. Encoding, I mean the UTF-8 support or something like ISO 8801 support. So your browser query parameter can be read wrongly. For that reason, on JavaScript browser we have decode and URI component, whereas for Node doesn't have those functions. Okay, and because Node doesn't have those functions, we are bounded to use query string. Then they come up with query string. After that,
Can I make myself enter for a second?
yeah.
I'm looking for, I'll just show you one thing. Urgent.
So using Red Hat mobile application development platform, how good is it?
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, see here, if I open the editors, right? Editor, right? See here, this is the directory structure. What I'm talking is, in the config folder, we have like, okay, everything. Here in the library, you see data handler. I'm talking about this. This one, I'm talking about this.
Can you enlarge it? It's not readable. Make it bigger on my side also. Let logger require process status. What I understand by this is that it is basically a configuration setting somewhere. Okay, some kind of settings where you're setting some your applications config settings or similar those things. Like you are using moment, the library here. See here, where moment is equal to require moment. Okay.
What is moment here?
This moment is basically, I'll tell you, you require a moment module and you store into moment object, okay, variable, right? Moment is basically used for timing, basically to calendars. I think timing you use moment library, okay. This is external module, okay. What I understand is that what they're trying to make is they composed your requirements, like the dependencies of your project into these kind of files. What I see here, all are basically requires, right? What they are doing is that I want my moment module, I want my environment where module, I want my asset module, I want my get logger underscore file object. Okay, TKE logger, you are using TKE logger, right?
Where I can find this TK logger file?
This is here. This is this. That was my point. I was trying to explain the next class, but I'll make it sure that I'll make it explain here itself. Give me just 2 minutes. I'm just reading what you are doing here. What I've able to understand here is that whatever is happening here is nothing execution is happening. You're just requiring everything what you need in your application. Okay. I don't know what debrief is. Okay, that's basically a domain specific term. Okay. But what happening here is I can easily understand it reading all dependency required for your this data handler. Okay. Basically this is a cleanup process, right? It's doing some kind of cleanup here, right? Okay.
What
I understood is that in data handler, debrief is your domain specific functionality, which you call debrief. In this, you are having some utilities, and one of the utilities is a cleanup process class, which is basically right now just loading various objects in your runtime. Okay, like you want a moment library to work with times. Okay, for what do you call it? How to show the time, how to convert the calendar dates. I think moment is used for that thing. Exactly right now I don't very sure about it, but what I remember. Okay. Environment is basically for reading your environment variables, right? Because various things you require, like your username, password, you will not write in your files, you will write in your environment variable, right? Assertion is basically for your testing purpose. Okay. Logging is for your logging purpose.
So how I can find out where is this file located? TK logger.
I'll tell you where it is. Is this project running or is just a right now code?
Code.
Okay. Can you scroll it a bit down? Not able to scroll it now. I need to see. Can you find package.json somewhere?
Package.json, huh?
Yeah.
Email.json. This is lib. One second, let me minimize everything. Buildcron.json. Package, yeah, I can see here.
See, open it.
Yeah, I opened it. Yeah, I opened it. See.
Okay. Can you see something here? Moment. Can you search moment? Control F moment.
I can see moment 2.1 for this one.
Yeah. So this is where your library is mentioned.
Okay. That is not a path, right? It's a number, right?
I'll tell you that also. That's the only thing. This is the only beauty of it is that it is all automatic. I would say that it's very easy to do in JavaScript. The only thing is initial understanding is required. Okay. So whatever mentioned here are loaded in your project. Okay. Whenever you start to build your project. Okay. Okay. When I say those things, I would say that way. There is a command called npm install. Okay. When you do npm install, it will load all these modules for you. Okay. And I'll explain package.json when we start with I think Express or before that. Okay. So it will be loaded into your project. Okay. Under a folder called Node_module. Okay. And all these libraries will be available there. Okay. Right now you don't have because it's a plain project. It's not. We have not run npm install over it. Okay. Kholo. Once. ha. So this is just a plain project. That's what you're confused right now with where these libraries are. These are externally loaded from your npm modules. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's why you're not able to see it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the moment you install, you do run an npm install. What actually, I'll tell you what has happened yesterday is that when we installed Node,
Mm-hmm.
two things happened. Node server was installed, and one thing is called npm package manager installation was installed.
Mm-hmm.
Can you open your command client?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Run npm space minus version
npm space
minus version
minus
version
space is there.
without space.
Okay.
Can you see something 3.10.8?
Yeah.
So the npm is automatically installed when you install Node.js. Okay, it's basically the package manager. Okay, and if you run npm install with the packages available in that folder, it will install all dependencies for you. So your dependencies are not present there in your system. This will be loaded from the browser. Sorry, from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
First time. After that, can make a use of cache available in your local folders. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but it will those dependencies will be available only once you run npm install.
I can run it now. npm install.
But you don't have any packages available here, right? In that project, it is available.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we are writing just plain JS file and executing those files.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you got my point? What I mean to say that?
Yeah. And what is this dk logger path? Why? What is this path? So it will load from this path.
Yeah, it is basically some private path you're using.
Mm-hmm.
You might have either someone developed locally in your company, or it could be like somebody has given you access to the GitHub. It is loading from GitHub, so you can have different sources from where you can.
అలాగే ఉండేరు వచ్చేలాగా ఉండేది నాకు హలో లేదండి క్లాస్ లేదు లేదు అవ్వలేదు నెట్వర్క్ కనెక్ట్ ఇది డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయింది ఒకసారి మీరు కాల్ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోతారండి లేదు లేదు ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు నెట్ స్లో అయిందండి చెక్ చేసాం మళ్ళీ లేదు అందుకే ఒకసారి కాల్ చేయమంటుంది ముందు అయిపోయింది మేము 5 నిమిషాల వరకు చూస్తాం కదా అంటే 1 నిమిషంలో అది నెట్ పోయిన 1 నిమిషంలో వెళ్ళిపోయారండి వాళ్ళు 2 నిమిషాలు చూద్దాం అనుకున్నాం